All right. Well, welcome back to this episode of Post Frame 360. I am one of your hosts, Scott Cragg, along with Josh Nowlin. Josh, good
Hey,
morning,
good
my
morning,
friend.
Scott. How you doing, bud?
Man, you know what? I'm doing good. I am doing good. I tell you what, I was out last week. I got the opportunity to go out and visit some of our contractors up north. And I got to tell you what, if you like corn, bumper crop this year, man. Tell you what, Kansas and Nebraska, South Dakota, the corn was like 10 feet tall. Ridiculous. So when you listen to this podcast, you get lots of good information. And then sometimes you get random information like Scott's trips out and about and the corn crop. You're welcome.
That's
Right?
funny.
Yeah.
No, I'm from Illinois. I grew up in Illinois, and it's either corn or beans. One
Yeah.
side of the road's corn, the other side's beans, and next year that's corn and that's beans.
Yeah. Yeah. Well,
Uh,
they did say like this is one of the best crops they've ever seen in like years. And then one of our contractors up there was like, dude, the humidity is so bad. Did you guys know that there's actually something called corn sweat? Have you ever heard of corn sweat? Like
uh,
corn, when it's really, really healthy, produces its own environment and it puts off all this humidity. So while we've been dying in Oklahoma thinking it was hot, they're like, it's killer down here because the corn's creating its own atmosphere. So
yeah.
you never know what you're going to learn when you go to the agricultural states. But hey, guys, so today we are going to be talking with you about special orders. And I'm going to tell you right now, this is something that's near and dear to Josh's heart. So he's going to really sit in the captain's seat today. I'm going to ask him some questions and we're going to flesh this out a little bit. But, special orders are really, really important because it allows you to do more customized type projects to your skill level and what you want to offer to your clients. And so we want to be able to, as a premier supplier, be able to bring you as many packages, as many items in your packages when we deliver as possible. So we've got some cool things we're going to talk about this morning, and I'm going to, put the steering wheel in Josh's lap this morning and say, Josh, oh look at there. Hey, where are your glasses, man?
Oh yes, where are my glasses?
Oh
Should
my
I
God.
should I go with the sunglasses today?
Man, I don't know if we can handle that amount of
All
cooling.
right.
Yeah.
You can't take me seriously with those babies on. My wife's
Well,
like, "Why in the hell did you buy those?" I'm like,
well,
I don't
because
know. It was a late night Facebook purchase.
no, the truth is whenever we first started this podcast and it was the badass podcast, you bought those glasses to look badass, and then everything
Yeah, for
changed, and we
real.
realized we're just a couple of dads.
Yeah,
We lost
I
our
did.
cool a long time ago.
To answer your question though, this is maybe the last podcast I'll be without glasses because I did get last weekend. I did get to iMart Express. I did get my prescription filled, and
Mhm.
sometime later this week my glasses are supposed to come in. So,
All
and
right.
they're supposed to be not casual everyday glasses. So, but
Age is a reality, man. I'm telling you.
we're always looking to make our relationship stronger with our clients here at Burrows. We're also looking to always how can we make our clients make their jobs easier so that they
Mhm.
can do what they want to do. They can go out and spend their precious time selling more, building more. And so we're like, man, there's so many items. We keep hearing that our clients are, oh, we want standing seam metal, or we've got to get these special gable porch trusses made. And we're always like, oh, we don't do that. We don't do that. And, it's easy for us to say we don't do that. I would suggest you go over here, go over there, but that doesn't help our client because now they're making more phone calls. They're trying to build relationships with other suppliers that for those specialty products. They're not going to get the best pricing because
Mhm.
that manufacturer doesn't know who they are, and another bill to pay, another. So just what can we do to help our customer make it easy? And I think it's easier for our customer if we can bring those items on the semi with the rest of the building, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Uh,
And just if I can, I want to make this point, right? So like you're the builder, right? So let's say that you have a customer who calls you up and they say, "Hey, I want to build a shop," and you're like, "Okay, well, you know what? I can do the foundation, and I can frame it, but I don't do the metal work." and they're like, "Oh, I need someone to do my metal." Okay, well, you find someone to do your metal, I'll do everything else. Well, then they go out and they find someone to do the metal, right? They're calling around and they call this guy and he's like, "Yeah, I can do the metal, but I can also frame it for you too." Well, guess what? You just lost that business, right? Because
Hmm.
you exposed your potential prospect to someone else. And so it's not it's the same thing for us, right? Like it's not that I'm like, "Ooh, I want your money." But if you need something that I don't have and I say, "Well, I don't, hey, I just don't do that. I don't do standing seam. I don't do custom cedar trusses. You need to go somewhere else." Well, then you go somewhere else to another supplier to get that item. They're like, "Oh, hey, well, do you buy lumber? Well, I can sell you lumber." And they may
Hmm.
give you a really sweet introductory price. We've all been there, right? Give you an introductory price, and then after a certain amount of time, they start pushing your price back up, and you're like, "Wait a second." So that's part of this, right? Like this, let's just be transparent. Let's just get it all out there, right? Well, I don't want to send you to one of my
Absolutely.
competitors who may try to take your business from me. So that is part of this here, which is one, Josh said it. We want to make your job easier. We want to deliver everything to your job site so you've got more time. But I don't want you to go to my competitors if I can give you those things that you need. So I hope that's okay, Josh. I just want to be brutally
No,
honest about that.
no, it's the absolute truth, and you brought some other good points to the table there for sure. And so yeah, I think we should jump right in here and start
Let's do it.
talking about some of these products. So you know, one of the products that I had already mentioned is like 16-inch snap lock standing seam. So that's a panel, especially in the barn door market, that is very popular because and rightfully so, clients don't want a product that has exposed fasteners on it that may require maintenance in 15 or 20 years.
Mhm.
They'd rather just do it one time, no exposed fasteners. Um, and so then they say, "Hey, can I get a price on a standing seam roof?"
Right.
And so we are going to offer that. So it will be in Smart Build. You just need to go to your roof sheeting and switch it from the 29 gauge standard panel to the snap lock panel, and
Okay.
it will material list it, price it, everything, um, right there in Smart Build for you. If you're not a Smart Build user, you just do what you normally do and just ask us, and we'll give you the pricing or whatever.
Okay.
Um,
Is it also, and Josh, part of this, like, I'm learning about this a little bit too. You've been doing most of the research on the standing seam. Traditional trims? This like, guys, I'm showing my level of ignorance here.
no,
Traditional
that's a
trims,
great.
or does it have to have custom trims ordered with the snap lock?
So that's a great question, and actually, I did want to touch on that because the snap lock system, like I said, is hidden fastener. The underlap side of the 16-inch panel has a nail fin on it where you screw through it. Uh, and then there's two types of trim systems for that panel. You can do an
Okay.
exposed fastener trim system, so only the trims will have screws in them.
Mhm.
And so if you select the exposed fastener trim system, and actually in Smart Build right now, it that's all the only option we have. So you need to ask some additional questions if you want the hidden fastener trim system, because
Okay.
there are a lot of other components that are needed. Um, just like a Z flashing for you to install. You'll need a Z flashing and a cleat to install a roof rake trim, rake
Okay.
and corner trim. So you'll also need to seal underneath that Z flashing with a butyl tape sealant. So there are a lot of extra steps in that process. Plus, you'll need a pop rivet. You'll need to pop rivet those trims together so that you don't have any exposed screws.
So
Um, it,
what I'm hearing is if I haven't done this before, don't go select that thinking it's going to be, hey, show up to the job site and do what I normally do. It's just a few additional pieces. This requires some additional skill,
Mhm.
additional tools that maybe aren't common to traditional post frame. So, cool product. Don't just
Yeah.
select it if you don't know what you're doing.
Yeah, I would say the first time if you're like, and way back, when I was way younger, I actually installed quite a few of these metal roofs on homes, and I would at that time I would always shy the customer towards the exposed fastener trim package,
Mhm.
um, and have a really elevated price for the hidden fastener trim package because
Yeah.
it's way
Yeah.
more labor intensive.
Mhm.
And like you said, you got to have specialty tools. You got to know what you're doing. It's a different skill set, and um, your normal everyday construction crews, or it's going to slow them way down to try to figure that out. So, in during the sales process, oh yeah, we can do the snap lock. There will be no exposed fasteners across your whole roof deck, but on the exterior trim edges and things of that nature, we'll have some little screw heads on those. We'll screw those down like we normally would. Generally, the customer's like, okay, and then you just go on down the road.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think just practically, if I think down the road, possible, repairs, stuff like that, it's probably gonna be a lot easier if I do my own repairs to be able to unscrew some trim versus do I have a crewman that I can just send that understands snap lock and repairs. So, yeah, I like what you're saying there, Josh. I think if it were me, I would really sell the, screwed on trims. I think that makes
Uh-huh.
a lot of sense.
The other thing that is might be a question for you is, okay, well, what about colors?
Mhm.
Well, we've partnered up with manufacturers of these products that buy their coils from the same folks we buy our coils from. So, um, if the color is available in Smart Build, it'll be available for trims as well because we'll order your snap lock from said company. We'll get that in. We'll manufacture your trims like we always do, and we'll marry
Okay.
everything together to put on that one truck.
Alright, fantastic. I love that. Love that. Good stuff. What's
Yeah,
next?
no, good one. So, we've had a lot of questions. Again, another big question for the Barndo guys and gals is the board and batten siding. So, like the snap lock, many of these specialty metal products, there are different variations of them. Um, a traditional metal board and batten system is a panel system that has about 8 to 10 inches of coverage total per panel. So the real little panels, they have to come crated on their side. Crating takes up large portions of your truck, which
Mhm.
could make you have to have a second truck in some cases. So
Right.
we chose, rather than to have that readily available for our client, we would offer a 3 foot wide 29 gauge panel. So that will have exposed fastener screws. You'll screw it right alongside of the batten.
Mhm.
Um,
Mhm.
and so it's really will be good for your crews because it's really not any different than installing their normal ag panel,
'Kay.
but the end user, the customer, gets a panel system that has a visual of board and batten.
Mhm.
Again, it's available in standard colors. We can also get that in the barnwood plank and cedar and things of that nature. So if you're using it along the front of a house for a wall
Mhm.
panel or an
Yeah.
accent, um, and it's an easy installation. The pricing's really good on it. I mean, it's
Awesome.
honestly not all that much more than a standard wall panel system because it's the same coil. It's there's a markup fee because of the configuration, but
Mhm.
yeah, I love it. I just really really love that system. In fact, if and when the time comes we have to replace the dies on our roll former, I'm going to beg for
Yeah.
a similar profile on our machine
Sure.
because
Yeah.
it's
And that's
that cool.
that's yeah, that's the reality. I mean, like, my wife and I are talking about maybe doing a small tiny house, and she was like, "I don't want it to look like a barn," you know? Aesthetics are a big piece of this, right? And so
Hmm.
that is one of the other things I love about these special order items is it allows you to be more competitive in the market because when you start getting into barn dough aesthetics, you gotta think aesthetics, right?
Hmm.
So
Hmm.
I love that. One quick thing, you said guys and gals. I did go to a job site, and it was awesome to pull up on a job site, and it was a husband and wife team, and the wife was, fully engaged, driving the telehandler, lifting trusses into place, and so it was awesome to see. So
Hmm.
shout out, Alicia, you know who you are. That was awesome to watch. Well done, man. I love it. I love it. So, yeah, thankful for, women in the construction industry.
Hmm.
It's awesome to see, and, yeah, I thought that'd be fun. So shout out to Alicia.
You know, most of our listeners probably already know that I'm the VP of the National Frame Building Association. And a few years ago, um, we started a side group called Women in Post Frame,
Mm,
and it's kind of cool. They got a whole logo, and they meet every year at the National Frame Building Expo. They have an offsite meeting where they get together, and they're doing things like, you know, book club type meetings, and you know, getting together and talking about the industry. And yeah, it's absolutely great that there's such a presence in the industry of women, and that's and that they're interested in post frame.
yeah,
So
awesome.
pretty cool.
Yeah,
Okay, off subject a little bit. My wife, and I don't, she doesn't listen to the podcast. She
but
she
you looked
listens to
over
me
your
enough.
shoulder. You
Yeah, I'm
did.
like,
Yeah.
make sure, because I don't want to get hit in the back of the head with a shoe or something. But last Thursday evening, she said, I got to go to so and so's house, her friend. I'm like, what are y'all doing tonight? You just having cocktails? They're having a fantasy football draft. I'm like, what the hell? Like, can't I have anything? You know, like what? You know, no, they. But she came home. I'm like, let me see your team just to make sure she was telling me the truth. And I'm looking. I'm
Oh
like,
man.
all right, you did all right. Did you auto draft? She said no. Like, okay, she's been listening to me, I guess. But
Girls of the gridiron, right?
that's right.
It's fantastic.
Anyway,
Yeah, yeah,
so the next, are we good with the board and batten panel? Are we ready
yeah.
to
We are.
slide in?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, so the
Fantastic.
next is also a metal panel system. Um, it's a lot like the first one. So the first one we talked about, a 16-inch hidden fastener snap lock panel system.
Mhm.
This panel system is also available in 29 gauge with, I think it's a 34, 35. It's almost a full 36-inch coverage, not quite.
Mhm.
Um, and it is so almost a 3 foot wide panel, 29 gauge, and it looks like snap lock.
Hmm.
The profile is the exact same. It's got the little rib, 3/4 inch height or 1 inch high rib, and then the striations across the flat, and then again.
Okay.
So um, our our partner calls that the wave panel is what they call it, and so you'll find that in Smart Build under roofing options as well. I think I did add it because some people like it on the wall as well. So I will add that as a roof and wall sheathing system.
Okay.
So, and that's called the wave panel. Again, about the same exact price point as the board and batten because they're all 29 gauge exposed fastener. Now, I will tell you on the 29, or I'm sorry, on the 16-inch panel system, the snap lock, and the standing seam screw down system, they're both technically should be installed over a solid deck.
Yep.
So again, good barn door applications. Trusses are probably 2 foot on center. Put your
Right.
OSB, your underlayment, and then the panel system. You know, if you're not, which on the screw down that looks like standing seam, which is really pretty cool.
Hmm.
You can install that without solid decking on it, but if you're up on the roof or you
Yep.
got a guy on the crew that weighs like me, you know, 230, 250, 300 pounders or whatever, those guys probably shouldn't be walking on it up there. You got to be very diligent about where your footsteps are, or you're
Hmm.
going to end up tearing that panel up because it's 29 gauge.
Right.
Um,
Right.
so, but it's really cool and it's available. So,
Okay.
and
All
at
right.
a fraction of the price of a traditional standing seam roof.
Awesome. All right.
Yeah,
Love
I'm
it.
excited about it.
Yeah, man.
Colors
Me
again,
too.
pretty much the same color palette. Still uses we'll still provide your trim, so the same trim package you're used to getting. And the
Okay.
thing about trim is it doesn't matter what the manufacturer is, they all have different lingo. Your
Mm.
Eve trim and our Eve trim, probably two totally different things.
Gotcha.
Um, so just be aware of that if you do order a different panel system and you're
Okay.
used to the Burrows lingo on our trims and what we call our trims,
Hmm.
just double check, triple check, verify, send a picture, circle the picture.
Yeah.
You can't do enough due diligence
Yeah. Hey, you know
If
what? Little side note. Sorry, we're chasing rabbits this morning. So, hey, you're listening to this, and you just heard Josh talk about trims. And I've seen this. Someone will call up here and say, "Hey, I need this," and I'm like, "Uh, J trim," you know. So, hey, if you don't have our trim Bible, you're listening to this right now, and you're like, "Whoa, trim Bible? What are you talking about?" Send me an email, scottc@burrows-supply.com, and say, "I want your trim Bible." I'm gonna tell you why you should have it. It makes it really great for my team, the CSR team. Whenever you call up and say, "Hey, I need this," and because we offer a lot of different trims, right? So if you don't have the trim Bible, send me an email, Scott, listen to the podcast. I'd love to have the trim Bible, and I'll send it to you as a PDF. That way, whenever you're out and you need something, you can reach out to your designated CSR or anyone on the CSR team and say, "Hey, I went to my trim Bible and I needed overhead door trim beaded. This."
hmm
It really makes everything easy. So little rabbit there, but man, the trim Bible is pretty fantastic.
Also, burrows-supply.com, resources at the bottom.
Okay.
You can download the trim guide right there.
Well, there you go. Right.
hmm
See, we try to make it easy. You can either go get it yourself, or if you want that little extra warm fuzzies, I'll email it to you. And guess
We
what? I'll sign
also
it with my digital signature.
let's do it. Let's go. But also might mention that that's where we house our stock items guide, which is like this happened to me yesterday. I had CSR send me a request to update the stock items guide,
Mhm,
and some
mhm.
of the things that were requested to update, I'm like, have you downloaded the latest version? And she goes back and looks. She goes, "Ooh, no, I didn't. Actually, the customer had sent me that marked up, asking if we were going to update it, but it was an
Mhm.
old version." So
Right.
just know that the reason why we're not printing those and handing those guides out to you guys
Yeah.
is
Yeah.
because it is a revolving door of updates. So we
Mhm.
always make the latest download uh, available on our website. So
Awesome.
occasionally go in, download the latest model, make sure you're using the most latest model. So
100%.
yeah, yeah, definitely. Also, as we're venturing into the special order, we will have resources available. We will have sales slicks and information available about these products for you. And we will also house them on the resources page of our website.
Awesome. All right. All right, what's next? Man, we're at 22 minutes. We got to keep our commitment to our listeners. We don't want to rush through this.
This is good stuff. They're gonna they're
It
gonna
is.
they're gonna say it's okay to
They're going
go
to give us a
30
little
minutes
extra
today.
grace. Yeah, they're going to see where
Yeah.
we're going. All right, what's next?
So the next thing that's super duper cool, and almost, I mean, we're really close. By the time this airs, we will be ready. We have a barn door gable truss. So everybody knows
Ooh.
what I'm talking about, right? The
Oh,
4 by
yeah.
6, the 6 by 6,
Hmm.
cedar or Doug fir, the fancy black brackets. There's one on the end of the gable porch,
Hmm.
typically is where they're used. They're hard to find. Uh, they're really hard to find. The lead
Yeah.
times are really long, and they're very expensive. We offer them.
Yeah.
We have, I can't remember, don't quote me, but like, say, just generically speaking, 12-foot wide, 16-foot wide, 20 wide, 24 wide, and 30 wide. They all have a 612 pitch, and they're sized appropriately, and they're available in cedar or Doug fir. And we pre-cut all the pieces, we package them together, bundle it together with the brackets, the bolts, and the lumber,
Yep.
so it's like a kit for that little truss. And we have the engineered drawing that goes with it, and we'll ship that with your building, and your crew can look at the drawing and easily lay it out and easily screw the brackets on and put it together. So exciting.
Awesome. Yeah.
uh Game changer.
Yeah.
As far as
That's good. And here's just a little tidbit as someone who had, I did a lot of finished carpentry work. Man, cedar's awesome. Cedar's awesome. Do your customers a favor. Make sure that they understand that you have to care for cedar. If they like that nice orange look, um, that you have to take care of it, right? You have to treat it. If you go too long without a treatment, it's going to start to turn gray. So, just go a little above and beyond. with your customer, and if they like that orange cedar look, let them know that you got to do some work to keep that looking orange. And I'll kind of caveat this a little bit, not the truss, right? So not that decorative cedar truss, gable truss, but columns. So if you have a customer that wants cedar columns for like a porch, guys, I'm telling you right now, our cedar wood grain metal as a column cover, absolutely gorgeous. And here's the thing, no maintenance. So little caveat there, giving a bunch of them to you this morning. They're flying, beautiful, absolutely gorgeous as column covers.
Do we have a did we create a item number, a SKU internally for those?
We do, yes.
Okay, so what we're gonna do, again, we're live here, so we're talking through this, but I would like to get a drawing of that cover, a
Okay,
SKU for that cover, and then I will see if I can get that added into Smart Build so
awesome.
that they
Yeah,
can select those, if that's what they want, make them more available.
yeah,
Um,
100%, 100%.
okay.
And by the way, here's another thing. If you're like, "Ooh, I wonder what that looks like." One of our contractors was at a trade show, and it was right when we first got that metal in, and he and I talked about it. He's like, "Well, I'll try that out." And so he did it. And man, watching people go by and they were touching it because it looks like cedar. I've got pictures. So if you're like, "Hey, I want to see what that looks like," email me, Scott C at burrows-supply.com, and say, "Hey, listen to the podcast. Send me that picture. I want to see what those column covers look like." And I'll do it.
The last two things are going to be fairly easy to talk about. One is garage doors.
Okay.
Every building, almost every single building that goes out has a garage door opening. Our
Yep.
clients are having to deal with that and get the garage door somewhere. And whether you're a guy that, if you're a company that you're selling the garage doors and you're subbing that out to someone who's coming in, providing the door and the installation and the warranty, so be it. That's actually probably the best way to go. I will say that.
Yeah.
One thing I did here when I was running my business in South Texas, I would buy the door. I would special order it through Burrows. They would ship the door to me with my building package, so
Mhm.
it was on site, and then I had a guy who would come out. He was like my subcontractor, but he would come out and install my door and warranty his installation. That
Nice.
worked out really good for me.
Okay.
So if you're doing that type of thing where you're getting the door from maybe some other supplier and either your crew's putting it in or you've got somebody that puts them in for you,
Mhm.
this could be a
Mhm.
great option for you.
Okay.
Um, so, obviously, we haven't talked lead time, but the lead times on all of these items we're talking about, most of them are a week or less. Not
Yep.
a big deal. You just may need to turn in your order a little earlier, which falls in good with our pre-order program anyway.
Yes.
So that's
Yeah.
not a problem.
I
The
cannot stress, I can't stress that enough, guys. If you're listening right now, man, for these jobs where you're going to do special order items, don't wait. Like, don't wait to the last minute. We've been talking about the price lock, right? So we've got price lock in place. Um, don't wait 2 weeks out and then turn your order in and you've got special order stuff on there. Don't do that to yourself. Please don't do that to my team. They want nothing more than to serve you well and for you to enjoy your experience. So if you got a special order, man, cross your T's, dot your I's, get with your customer, make sure you firm up that contract. And man, if you can give us 30 days, give us 30 days. That way we can connect with our supplier, get everything orchestrated, make sure it's good to go. So, man, that is my, if you care anything about me, please give us time to get your special orders in so that we can make sure it's good to go for you.
All right, we got about 45 seconds on this last piece. Versetta Stone. The
Yes.
reason I left it for last was a reason. It is a little more complicated. It is something that's a product that can easily be installed with your normal tools for the most part by your construction guys with a little extra knowledge and oversight. Um, and Scott, do you want to say anything about that and close us out?
Yeah, yeah, 100%. So, yeah, Versetta Stone, I've used it. It's my previous company. I did a lot of it. And so here's the thing about Versetta Stone. It's structural stone, right? Like it's heavy. So you got to plan accordingly. It is heavy, but it's a great system. And so We will give you information about this and resources. They've even got a very cool spreadsheet where you can plug in your measurements and it'll auto figure for you what you need. It's got capstones for your metal comes down, your wall metal comes down. You'll use a piece of transition, and then they've got a capstone. So yeah, you will need a special tool. You're going to need a side grinder with a diamond blade, and that's typically for cutting your corners. So like if you do a column and you come up halfway, you're going to have to cut the capstone at 45s. So
Mhm.
it's not hard. This is not hard. If you've never cut stone before, here's the thing: do not go cheap on a diamond blade. It's gonna cost you about 50 bucks for your side grinder. Lasts forever, right? But you've got resources here. But Versetta Stone is a great product, looks awesome, lasts forever, and great resources. So we'll tell you more about that. We'll give you more resources. We don't want you to take on it. We don't want to offer you a new product and say, "Hey, good luck." Right? We want to resource you with that. Versetta Stone's beautiful. I love it. I can't wait for you guys to see it. If you've not seen it, you're gonna love it. So thank you for your patience today, man. This is the longest one we've done so far. We appreciate your grace and kindness with us. Hopefully, you've been like, man, this is good stuff. Thank you, guys. By the time this airs, we record 2 to 3 weeks in advance. We'll have a lot of the details, more details. We'll probably come on here and break this down into smaller pieces. Right? We'll talk a little bit more about Versetta Stone. We can have time. We'll talk more about board and batten. But thank you for being patient with this morning. We love doing this. So Josh,
Yeah,
thank
no,
you,
it's
man.
great.
Great job. Great job putting all this together. We thank you for what you do for Burrows. So, guys, until next time, thank you for joining Post Frame 360. See ya.
See ya.